Hi everyone, welcome back to Arsenal Pass. Today we have something pretty special. This is going to be a limited gameplay. So this is Monarch, of course. We have Tales of Aria just on the horizon. I think almost under 2 weeks for me to go to Vegas and play the world premiere. So I am super excited. Um, but limited's interesting. So we do have Monarch, totally different set, but a lot of the macro concepts that do come into limited will be applicable in the next set. These are going to be main things like deck stacking, understanding the power level of deck, and playing to your outs, which you're going to see quickly here on my board. Anyway, we do have links to our sealed build, so that's where we open the packs, talk about the cards, also talk about limited concepts. That's going to be in the description. Those videos will be unlisted, so if you are interested in that, just check it out in the description, and the videos will be there. Anyway, I'm going to be on Bolton. So first, let's talk about some few cards. So Bolton is an interesting hero in Monarch. The other side of the light, which is usually occupied by the kind of very popular Prism. But Bolton's still an extremely strong deck and a very competent hero. So some of the cards I've pulled out here are going to be Impenetrable Belief. So I do have two Impenetrable Beliefs in the deck. These are obviously sideboard cards, and they have come in to combat Chain. So Chain is going to be one where you can kind of consistently get off your Impenetrable Belief, blocking for 4 with Impenetrable Belief, which is, in the mid to late game, that card will always be on blocking for 4, and that's fantastic value. Then I have Ray of Hope. I almost never play Ray of Hope in Prism. I do like it so much more in Bolton because giving your attacks +1, able to use Bolton's ability after that and going again is pretty good. So yeah, Ray of Hope for me is mostly a Bolton card, and obviously we pulled it out for Shane specifically. Then we have kind of one of my favorite packages in Monarch, or at least in Monarch Seal, and that's going to be Red Minnowism Overload. This is actually just a sort of game finisher combo to end the game. So my deck is actually very weak. I open a very, very average pool. Doesn't mean we can't win, but I will, when I do have a weaker pool, if I do open something like Red Minnowism Overload, I also have a Warmonger's Recital in here. I will put this in my deck as a way to, kind of pitch us into the late game and then end up killing my opponent with a nice 6 Dominate. Other than that, we do have the Iron Hide Plate and Iron Hide Legs. Iron Hide is always better in multiples, and 2 is the nice one you want to hit on that as well. So we do have the 2, and then of course we have Gallantry Gold, one of the strongest armor pieces in Limited, in my opinion, and just a really, really key piece for Bolton. But anyway, Hayden, why don't you talk to us about Chain?
Yeah, so I've got Chain. I was just looking at your equipment layout there. The Gallantry Gold. It's I'm excited to play some Monarch. I mean, this is when this comes out, but this is a few days before Vegas. This is kind of the end of Monarch Limited. We wanted to do one last video, right, Brendan, for Monarch Limited. It's a format that we both really enjoyed. We've talked about it on the pod. We've talked about it on Time in the Round last week as well. The gameplay of Monarch is quite a cool limited format. I'm personally really excited for Tales of Aria. All the things I've heard about it are really positive from a limited perspective. So yeah, looking forward to that. In terms of what we've got going on here, I also have, from an equipment standpoint, have the 2 Ironhide with an Ironhide helm and an Ironhide plate. The 2 Ironhide are really important. I talked about this in my deck build video, but 1 is kind of meh unless you're playing Prism, in which case you can use a blue to pay for 2 and make a shield on your turn. Pay for 1, make a shield, sorry. But when you've got 2, that's when you start to get a lot of value out of your cards, right? Like you can be pitching 1 card to block for 4, which is a pretty key block point, or you can, twice through the game pitch cards for late game, which we're probably going to be doing with our Ironhide, to be honest. We have some reds that, because we're playing Chain, we really want to get to the bottom of our deck for in-game, so we'll be doing things like that. Just in terms of sideboard as well, so there's only 2 cards that in our deck build we did talk about that we weren't going to play in the main deck that are coming in. Spew Shadow, really good into a light hero, of course, and that's going to, I've got some good targets for that, some spicy targets. So 2 costs for, or probably 3 cost in the day to give us something that's probably going to come in for 5 or 6 damage with Go Again. It's going to be really important. And then we've got Rally the Rearguard, and just bringing that in because Brendan is playing Bolton. I want to turn some of my 2 blocks into blocks of 3 to stop sort of some key hits that might come through. Lastly, Stubby Hammers. This is probably going to be really key for us. Our deck is kind of average, to be honest, so Stubby Hammers is going to be really key to get off for a really big turn. As Brendan's got Gallantry Gold, his will probably be pretty similar, I would say. These arm equipments might define this game, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I also did have the option of Gallantry Gold in my board, but sorry, not Gallantry Gold, Stubby Hammers.
Yeah.
But I actually like my number of attack actions with 3 or less, and specifically class cards is quite low.
Yeah.
So I do have quite a few of Stony Wooten Hogs, sorry, not Rally the Rearguard, but Surging Militia, things like that. There's a lot of Adrenaline Rush. There's a lot of generics that are quite good in Bolton, actually. Hayden, do you want even or odd?
I'll take odd.
All right. Your choice.
Oh, it's been so long since I've played Monarch sealed. I'm gonna go ahead and choose to. I'm gonna choose to go first.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, I just had to rack my memory first. I think this is actually it's been. I think with me and Brennan did play a random sealed build about like 6 weeks ago, just for a bit of fun. But before that, I think it's been about 3 months since I've played any Monarch Limited. So just trying to get my head back into it. All right, so I'll be going first. Yeah, reason I want to go first. Just want to get a card set up in Arsenal. Ideally, get some cards to the bottom. We can our end of the game is going to be most important for us in how we stack our deck. So we could go second and try and take tempo, but also letting Brendan go first, get a card into Soul, get a card set up in Arsenal is actually kind of scary. So
I think that's exactly why I don't want me to start off with the Arsenal and the Carding Soul.
Yeah. One of the kind of decisions we have to make on turn one when we go first, though, is like, will we shackle or will we not shackle? So if we do shackle, we're basically mostly committing to a strategy of, okay, we're going to sit at the bottom of our deck and in the mid game we're going to try and push as much damage as possible. But what that can sort of basically alert Brennan to immediately is if we decide to shackle on turn one is there's a chance that he might be able to fatigue us. We are playing 31 cards in the deck right now. The other option is we just don't do that. We don't necessarily need to make a shackle on turn one. Our hit rate is it's about half the deck, but some of those cards, a lot of those cards are in my hand right now. There's a pretty good chance we're not going to do that. So yeah, I think instead what we're going to do is we're going to pitch this red How, and we're going to play just. Do we even want to? The question is, do we even want to attack here actually? But I want to pitch cards, so but we might just attack with this Galaxy. Be the way to go. Yeah, we'll just pitch in for one. We're just gonna come with Galaxy for one, Brendan.
Sure, no go again.
No go again.
Interesting.
So usually let Brendan filter a card, but we're gonna get a card into Arsenal, and we get this Howl on the bottom of our deck, which is pretty important.
I'll block for 2.
Yep. What was it with, sorry?
Surging Militia, yellow.
Yep. I'll set Arsenal pass. Pretty happy to get that card out of there. That could be a bit of a problem late game. Surging Militia.
All right. It's real interesting now. All right, we're gonna play Take Fight Blue, charge, cross the line, and pitch Impenetrable Leap. 2 with go again.
2 with go again. So we'd probably be okay to block with 1 to 2 cards in this hand. Ending. Yeah, okay, sure. No blocks. Go to 18.
I will swing for 2.
So it's a blue tech flight, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
For 2. Question is whether Brennan wants to lose a card from Soul here in order to give us go again if we did block with an attack action. Which, yeah, I think maybe if we were going to block, we should have probably just blocked on that. Take flight. There's just 1 card in hand. I'd be happy to take this and Brennan have no Soul anyway, and no Arsenal. So I'll block with this Bounty Demigod for 3. Blue tip Bounty Demigod.
Sure. I will go ahead and give it a go again.
Yep.
And I'll come in for 3.
Yep. Okay, we'll take 3.
Sure. 15. Arsenal.
Yeah, interesting one there. So we end up taking 3, but we get the card from Soul, although he does get an Arsenal, which is not really what it would be. I think if I could play that turn again, I would have just blocked the take flight. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and play Minnowism.
Sure.
And create a Soul Shackle.
Yep.
We'll play Ghostly Visit from Arsenal. So coming in for 6, pitching this yellow Riftbind.
Ready? You have 1 resource.
1 resource, 1 card in hand.
Just gonna block for 5.
Yep. Okay, and we
Big
will.
one.
Yeah, we're just gonna come in for 1 with the Galaxy.
Block for 2.
Yep. Okay. See Arsenal pass.
Sure. Setting up the old Riftbind turns. How Riftbind is the deck. Alright, so I'm just gonna lead off with an Illuminate red for 4.
That's a good solid 1 card hand.
Yeah. My hand was booty cheeks, so I decided to go ahead and toss it out.
Yeah, oops, don't really want to let this get into the soul if we can help it.
Double Ironhide block.
Could double Ironhide block, but that sounds like not a good way to win the game. Yeah, how much life do we want to use as a resource here? Draw is pretty bad. Are we just not blocking this? Oof, gotta shake the rust off for this format. It's tough. Pretty reasonable hand. We should come back with some damage. Sorry, we're gonna
say at least you're playing the easy hero, right?
Yeah. I had a Bolton deck as well. I should just played that. Yeah, so I can take damage here and basically try and pivot back, but I'd be at 11 and Brennan would have a card. So, but we still do have Ironhide. Plus, we'd be kind of in a position where we can start throwing turns pretty strong. Yeah, we're gonna go to 11 here.
So.
Yep.
I'll draw it.
Yeah, banish 1. It's a blue Stony Wittenhog.
Sure.
Going to Shackle. Create a Soul Shackle with Chain.
Yep.
Yeah, purchase this yellow Void Wraith. I'm going to come with Unhallowed Rites for 4 with going in. Unfortunately, no targets.
Okay. Just gonna block for 2 and take 2.
Yep. So down to 18. Okay. Well, getting power cards out. We'll push this red Rip 3 reality and we'll play Stony Wootenhog red for 6. What is your thought about this game so far, Brennan? Like, what are the approaches you're trying to take in this matchup?
I'm also shaking the rust off. I might just throw my Ironhide here. To be honest, as weird as it is, really weird. But yeah, I don't know. Does seem like something that I want to do in this weird. I can keep it.
It's a close one, right? Because you could decide now that I'm on 11, you're on 18. You could use your life as a resource to try and just like block out as much damage as possible until you find like a good pivot turn, right? But you've seen what's going to the bottom of my deck, so it's like, can you do that effectively? Whereas on the flip side, now I'm sort of thinking, do I, especially with the amount of block 2s you have in your deck, right?
Yeah, just funky one here. So I'd take 3 versus taking 4. Not particularly keen to take 4. Might be correct. No not really. No dominate really.
Hmm.
Definitely real interesting on my side. So much more complicated. No shackle 2.
Yep.
This would be for 7. But
Yeah, if you don't block, yeah. If you don't block with one card, it'll be 7. Yeah, one of the other things I'm trying to think about as well is when I'm gonna have the chance to stubby hammer is like, what does that turn look like based on what I know I've already played? There's a couple of
Ironhide here.
targets.
Take 3.
Okay. Pitching a blue invigorating light. Yeah, sure. So down to 15. 15 plays 11.
I got the 14. That. I was at 17, right? Jim at 18. I took 2 from an Haldrites.
When did you go to 19? You sorry about this.
Definitely did not go to 19. You are correct.
Because I attacked for 6 last turn. You blocked. Did you block the 6 out? What's in your grave? What did you block with on the Minimism Ghostly Visitor? I thought you blocked for 6.
No, I took 1. Yeah, I took 1. I blocked for 5.
You blocked for 5. Okay, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, 14. 14 goes 11.
Apologies. I didn't see you blocked for the cards for 5 and took 1 last turn. All right.
No good.
Fixed.
Classico.
Yep. Over to you.
All right. Sure, I'll play Minnowism out of Arsenal. And I'll play Bolt of Courage, charging Invigorating Light, red.
Coming in for
5.
For 5.
It hits, I draw.
And if we block the attack action, it's going to go to 6. So this is pretty powerful turn. It's a nice one. And you can give it go again. So we've already taken some damage, which makes it hard for us to use our life total as a resource, especially because we're going to need to find like a pivot turn at some point later in the game.
What did you pitch other than the Void Wrath last turn?
A red Rip Through Reality.
Delightful. At least you don't really have any arcane down there, to my knowledge. Well, to your knowledge either.
I have to change that. I think we have to block for 6 here. Oh, actually. This is a tough one. We can't. Caught with some cards in hand that don't block for 3. Don't really want to be blocking with 3 cards here. Runners. And 3 cards.
I'll just let the jury note. My intention this turn is actually not to draw the card. It's simply to build up the soul because we got this bad boy. This is like a pivot turn on a stick. You really just need,
so good.
a soul. Yeah. So I could have inversely, I could have played the invigorating light here for 6. Oh, I pitched it. So no, I blocked the red one. No, yeah, I charged him a soul. What am I saying? Could have played the invigorating light red for 6. We could have probably got the minutes, but we don't have this draw trigger that's threatening. Draw trigger is quite nice because if this does hit, we can actually keep swinging with the hatchets, which it was very good.
Yeah, I want to save my Ironhide for the Gallantry Gold turn as well, because we know that they're not, obviously not going to turn on any charge effect, and it's probably going to be a charge into Gallantry Gold turn, or Gallantry Gold charge. So this is really tough. I'm definitely paying for my sins on the first 2 turns with some loose plays, fortunately. Might end up just giving Brennan the card, but soaking up a little bit of damage. This Gallantry Gold turns can be huge, massive, can just put us to the sword. Or to the hatchet, so to speak. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead, block 3, take 3, down to 8.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll go to.
Let me.
6.
I'll hold reactions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll put my.
Okay.
Here we go again.
Yeah, this is where he draws the red.
I did. It's an illuminate.
Oh. Yeah, I mean that is filthy.
That's real bad. Yeah.
What Real bad for me. Not good.
What health are you down at?
I'm at 8.
You're at 8.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we need to preserve life so we can play a pivot turn at some point. We've got him down to 1 card in soul, which is important. We can't let him have the second one and put us down to 4. That'd be the game would be over. So with that in mind. Yeah. I'm gonna pitch Spew Shadow and we're gonna throw the double Ironhide at you.
Sounds good to me.
It's not very good for me. Okay, our turn. Go ahead and shackle 2. Blue belittle, red belittle. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, we have a high hit rate in our deck, but the problem is we also drew a lot of those cards early on. Yeah, so we're in a lot of trouble right now, basically. There's a big reason I didn't want to have to block with 2 cards there. We could have come in for 8 if we kept that Spew Shadow, but without that, Soul Shackle. We're gonna pitch this red Seeds of Agony, and we'll come in for 1.
Gallantry Gold.
Yep, and then we just have to pass the turn. Unfortunately, this is
It's weird coming back. I actually think that like I might have kept the Red Invigorating Light in retrospect and kept the Minnowism in the arsenal. Something correct. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play another Bolt of Courage. It's a yellow one this time, and we're gonna charge an Overload.
Yeah. Brendan was telling me his deck wasn't very good just before this game.
I mean, it's not that good.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
You're coming in for 2?
For 2. Yeah, for 2.
So this is where I'd love to have my Ironhide. Just throw 2 here. Soak it up. Do you have 3 cards? You got some hand, yeah. I mean, blocking is not very good for us here. I think we can actually use this as...
This is the time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Brendan didn't opt to Gallantry here.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I went 1.
Yep, so we're just gonna...
2 cards installed for the Gallantry turn.
Gotcha. Okay, we're gonna take 2. Go to 6.
I'll draw a card.
Yep. But luckily, no way to go again.
Yep, no way to get go again is correct. Okay, we'll arsenal that.
We'll flip top 3, Brandish, Seeds of Agony red, and Lunatide red.
Okay.
Oof. Banishing a lot of our sort of good cards we want to draw, unfortunately. I'd ideally like to sit this here for a turn, but we're kind of pretty low on life. Our rip is coming up when 2, 3, 4.
You have like 5 cards pitched, I believe.
Yeah, not next turn, the turn after. So I think we can leave it there for 2 turns. We have another Seeds coming, so I think we just have to. Almost we have our yellow Riftbind as well. Like we'd love to just sit cards. Would be the ideal. I think what we will do is we will just tease Brendan, see how he blocks. Yeah. Anything I pitch is going to get banished. Okay, I'm going to pitch Tome of Torment to play the Swarmonger's Recital from Arsenal.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, play Seeds.
Sure.
Jackal. And
yep,
we'll come with Galaxy Black for 3.
Sure.
There's no reason to be playing the Warmongers first. I just thought I was actually going to make a different play and decided to change my play.
Block for 3 here.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We use the last 2 resources and we'll play Rally the rear guard for 1 arcane and coming in for 8 total.
So take 1 arcane.
Yep. So
I'll
down
block
to
for 4.
13.
Yeah, I'll block for 4 and take 4. Oh, impenetrable belief.
Oh, nice. Yep. That'll so you get a 9.
Yep, I got a 9, and rallies on the bottom of your deck.
Sure is. I'll put this in Arsenal and pass to you.
All right. I will pop my gallantry gold.
Yep, fair enough.
I will swing hatchet of body for 3, pitching Stony Wootenhog blue.
Yeah, and so you have 1 card in hand, is that right?
Yeah, 1 card in hand.
Okay. Alright, I think if we can survive this turn, we can do quite a bit of damage, Brennan, here. Two, three.
Yeah, we're not in person, so I can't just like flick through his cards and figure out like what he's actually banishing. I can try to do the math off the 31, but like that's too much. We're trying too hard. We're playing bull.
No, we can do it pretty easily. So the next 4 isn't part of our cycle, and then then we banish, and then we draw into 2 unknowns, and then we're going to also draw into the first 2 cards we pitch. So
Hal plus.
Yeah, unfortunately we draw into Hal, but then we banish the rip, the tome that we just pitched, and the seeds. So
yeah, the seeds. The seeds is key.
Seeds is pretty key.
I do feel like that is not a place I want to be. I feel like we will not get there.
Okay, I'm going to take this 3. Go to 3.
I'll give it a go again.
Yep, sure. Yeah.
And I will swing for 4 here.
It's just about what Brennan has in hand. I mean, the worst would be like a...
Say it. What is it?
Rising Solar Tide red would be pretty good on the end of this chain. That'll be for 6.
Yeah.
I could still block it. Yeah, okay. We'll block with seeds for 2, take 2, go to 1. Or any reacts?
I mean, I'll give it a go again.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got a 1.
Stony Wootenhog yellow.
Yeah, okay. We're coming in for
5 or 6.
It's gonna be 6 either way because I'm gonna have to block with. Yeah, it's gonna be the game. We're gonna die to we'll block 6.
Okay. Yeah. And then, is there a chance you don't get blood debt on this flip?
No, because I know what's left for my deck. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, the game's done there. We have a red belittle in hand. We finally drew one of our cards that are reasonable to play out of hand, rather than banish them. Got a Yinti Yanti. That would have been quite nice this turn. The idea was definitely to try and keep 2 cards. Just probably didn't work out. I feel like I played this game pretty poorly, to be honest. I think the first 2 turns I kind of really see me behind there. I think I should have definitely defended on that turn where Brennan came in and put me to 15 immediately. I want to get through the end. I know I should be confident in the way that I can stack my deck. We have a lot of like really powerful blood deck cards with some really cool interactions. It also means that I'm just less likely to banish some of our power cards. You know, if I get to block with 2 cards on Brennan's turn and come back for 7 with something like a Lunatide Plunderer, like that's massive. So I think what actually I would have done is, I still like the not shackle on turn 1. I probably would have not shackled on turn 2 as well, just defend it out, set that deck up a bit. That actually allows me to have more cards on the bottom in the right order to make sure that I banish them in the late game, because we get to shackle 4 and we'd know that we're definitely, or 4 and 5, and know we're definitely banishing those cards, as opposed to not knowing what we banish. So it's a bit of a trade-off between early banishes versus late banishes. And we could have actually just defended out. We did draw some reasonable cards that actually defended for 3 with like the yellow ghostly. Actually, no, sorry, Arsenal there with like the bounding, and even blocking with Unhallowed Rites would have been perfectly fine. But I just got a little bit greedy. I think we should have blocked 2 cards and just come back with the Stony Wootenhog. So yeah, bit of a learning there. But I think it's good to get the mind back into limited, right, Brendan? We're gonna have some Tales of Aria very soon to play.
Yeah, it'll be fun. On our side, I think it's just important to note the power of Gallantry Gold. Like we talked about, it's kind of like a pivot turn on a stick. You just need 2 in soul, and then
Yeah.
it's just nasty every time. Um, and then there was a play that I did, but I disagree with it, where I played the Minnowism out of Arsenal, Bolt of Courage. This I actually had this Invigorating Hand in Light. I think I would have blocked with 2 cards, so actually only would have taken 1 damage instead of 3, and I wouldn't have lost my Ironhide, and I could have just Invigorating Lighted for 6. Obviously, it's weird to talk about because the Bolt of Courage, Hayden did get extremely punished for it because we found a Red Illuminate off the draw, which is so unlikely. And that was obviously just straight up variance in our favor. So I think the better play would have been to actually play out the Invigorating Light there. We also kicked Ironhide, so many good things. So I think that play was close to strictly incorrect, but we did get did pay off in our favor because Lady Luck was on our side.
Plus, some dubious plays from my side, right? And because I actually think the after turn 2, I think I played the game pretty much correctly. Like I think I had to block with the Ironhide there, I had to come back with pressure, but the first 2 turns I think is just what cost us as much as played pretty tight to try and bring that game back. Even when Brendan does rip the Illuminate, but not much we can do about that, right? Like we're even if Brendan hits the blue there, like that could have been potentially kind of but bad for us if he was okay to expend the soul. That would have been pretty difficult for us. So yeah, I mean, do what you can
Awesome.
do.
Well, until next time, we will probably be seeing you all in Tales of Aria.
Definitely.
So hope you enjoyed this video, and spoiler starts soon. So by the time this is up, spoilers are going to be coming out. So really exciting, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Thanks, guys. Bye.